Hi guys, it's so nice to be with you today. Today I thought I would just do a regular kind of video because I want to show you how to make a beautiful, beautiful pearl tassel. And there are a lot of, approaches to it, so I just wanted to be able to just go ahead and do that and kind of concentrate on that. And I think you'll be glad of it in the end because I think till we finish today, you're going to have it very clearly in mind how you can do it. Believe me, it is not rocket science. It is not hard. I'll show you. Okay, so to tell you what I'm talking about entirely, I made this beautiful pearl jewelry the other day and for our 80s challenge, and there was a bracelet too, and we just showed how to, approach the bracelet. But then a lot of said, well, we want to make this tassel, okay? And so I thought, okay, so I had to think for a minute, now how did I do it? Because that's my way a lot of times. Maybe you're like that too. You just kind of start out and you work it out as you go along. But I need to be able to tell people. So I went back and I looked at it closely. And I realized all I did is I started out with a piece of pearl rosary chain like this. 6 links. That's it. That's all there was to it. That's it. All there was to it. So you can find some pearl rosary chain that you have if you're using pearls, because you can use any kind of beads to make this. But I love pearls. I love pearls and crystal and gold and all that, so it was easy for me to go that way. But we carry this chain. It's 6mm pearls. If you want to use smaller, you can, but you probably should be doing smaller pearls then. It just kind of gauge it to what you're doing. So you need this. Besides, you're going to need your pliers and your cutters and stuff like that. You're also going to need to wire up a bunch of beads. And as you can see here, I've done this already last night, a little bit this afternoon. I have way more over here too. I just took random size. I took big ones, say like 10, 12mm. And that will be my top, because if you look at this, you can see I've used bigger pearls on the top. And then I graduated down to probably like 6mm size. You really can pick whatever size you want. Whatever looks good to you is fine. But I love the shape of this because it kind of reminds me of grapes on a vine, the way the shape of it is. So it's kind of a natural shape, natural flow to it. And I like things like that, so that's the way I went. But there's no reason you couldn't go the other way and do the big ones at the bottom and go up small, But I like it this way. Even if I was making earrings like this, small ones, I like the shape. I think it's very flattering. So anyway, I beat it up a whole bunch of them. I just used bead caps, and I use a lot of the pearls out of the Cultura Japanese pearls that we have at bisouboutiques.com, which they're very inexpensive, but they're quite vintage. They're 60s vintage, and I just am happy that right now I have a really good stash of them. So if you want to try them, we sell them a quarter pound for $7.95, which is a screaming deal. We always, well, not always, but usually always have a lot of them in the bead mixes section at bisouboutiques.com. We'll put a link for you on that too underneath the description of the video. You'll find it. Anyway, so I just wired a bunch of them up with some bead caps from our site and some head pins, stuff like that. Got them all ready. Okay, fine. So I'm all ready. So I started one, so you can kind of see how the flow of it's going to be. What I do is I start at the end, and I make a long drop with a pear-shaped pearl in it. Most of the pearl bead mixes have at least one in there. I can't guarantee it, but most of them do. What a lot of people do when they buy the mixes, since they're inexpensive, they might buy 2 or 3 bags, and that way they get a huge selection of stuff and they never run out. So it's just a thought. Anyway, but you might have one of your own. But I use a pear bead. I like that shape, the elongated shape, so I do that. And then I put, this is about a 10mm, this is a vintage Austrian crystal right here that I had. I probably was from a broken piece of jewelry a long time ago. And these are ones that I had in my bead box. And I just put it together like it's an earring drop. You see, I've made another one. This one's a little different. It's not as fancy. It's just like an earring drop, as all as it is. Like that. Just thread them on a long head pin and then loop it, and voila. You're ready to go. Okay. So I just took them and I started. Okay, I'm starting with the smaller ones that I had out of my little stash over here. And what you do is you just are going to connect starting here, and then every section through here you're going to connect, 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 connect. And you don't put just one pearl. A lot of people show you how to do this. They'll show you put one on this side, one on this side, one on this side, one on this side. In fact, that's the way some people do charm bracelet even. But this, you can do that and it wouldn't be incorrect. But it will not have the dimension of this because you need to get the pearls going all the way around. So you'll connect those first two and then you'll have to fill in as you go up. And that's where you play with it a little bit. But I'm going to start connecting on this one so I can just show you the first bit and then I'll go ahead and finish this one. I was trying to think, how can I do this and show them in the best way, you know, how to get her done. And so that's what I thought I would do. You'll see it in several stages of progress. And I'm using 6mm gold jumps we have at the site. Okay, 6mm gold. And I like to use my flat nose pliers. You use whatever you like. I like flat nose pliers. It just gives me a better grip. And these are my wolf pliers, which we have at the website. I swear by them. Anyway, I'm going to open one up. And if you don't know what this is a jumpy tool. Some people love them. I can't live without them. I've got them all over my house, everywhere. We do sell them at the website. However, you don't have to use a jumpy tool. You can also take another pair of pliers and work like that. And that might be the way you already do it. And there are times I do that, but most of the time I use my jumpy tool. So I open it up with my jumpy tool on the very last link. I'm going to put my pearl drop. And this can be however long you want. You know, just play with it, have some fun with it. You know, you're the designer. You know, I'm just telling you the basics of how you get it together, but how it's going to look and what you're going to do with it and what kind of beads you're going to use, that's going to be up to you. I love using these pearl beads, though, because they have this beautiful luster. They're vintage. They're extremely well made. Anything Japanese pearls is great. And they're inexpensive. So you can afford to mess up a little if you want to. Anyway, so what I do is I got my pearl drop. Now I'm going to start. And I'm going to start right here with this big link that I just added. And I just put that on. I'm going to start there. Okay, and I'm going to do one on each side. So I have to find two that are close in size. So let's see. I've got a lot of really little ones here. And maybe I'll just do little ones on this one. We'll see how that looks. So these are little snail pearls. Check. They're glass. Let's see what this looks like, okay? Because I used bigger ones on the other one. These are check. Now see, it didn't go right away, so that's when I want to get this out. Hold it. Because you want to get that as flush as you can so that you can hardly see the seam. Okay, so I got that on one side of it. And then we're just going to play and go back and forth. So I'll get another one, and I'll open it up. And then I want to keep it kind of uniform going up, so I'm going to get the same type of bead, same size of bead, and I'm going to hook it on the other side. So it'll go right here. When I lay this down, you'll be able to see better what I said. Come on, you. All right, that's good. So what I'm going to do, see, is I've got one on each side, okay? So I can do this one of two ways. I can just go ahead and hook one up, one down, one up, one down, down, the whole way up, get that done, and then go back in and fill in, or I can fill in as I go, okay? This one that I just started, I was filling in as I go. So you can see the bottom of it's pretty well complete. I don't need to add anything else to it. It's when it hangs, it's going all the way around. Maybe I need another one back here. But that's where you play with it. So I'm thinking, I was going to just go ahead and finish this one, but I think I'm going to do this one. And the reason why is I'll show you why you need to fill in. Or if you like it like that, leave it that way. Nobody's telling you have to. But if you want to make one that looks like mine, that's how I did that. Okay, so we're going to just go back and forth all the way up in segments. And I think I'm going to stagger this a little bit with size. I've got some, I guess about an 8mm crystal. So the next section right here, I'm going to hook into that. Okay. And then I've got that going. My hands are kind of sore because I've been hooking up beads for days, it seems like. Okay, now the other one, just to get it, pushed along so that it'll fill in, I'm going to take another one, but I used the wrong color head pin on that. Oh well, we're just going to go for it anyways. Okay, so I've got it going that way. So now on this one, I'm going to go ahead and put it on the other loop, because you can see there's two loops connecting there. Let me show you again. So I can do that. I didn't do that down here. I could have. I didn't. Okay, so I started that way. One of the reasons I like that, and I'll show you eventually, is because you can also loop through your jump rings you're putting on. If you want to have a really lush, big tassel, you just can just build it out as far as you want, doing anything you want. But as I go up, I'm going to want to use similar size or graduated size if I want to get that cluster of grapes effect that I was talking about. So I'm just going to use a couple more crystals. I love the look of crystal and pearl with gold. Oh, that's my kind of thing. I love crystal and pearl. I'm so glad I made a lot of extras, because I think I might make something for myself later on this evening. And if I get it done, I will share it at the Beads and Boutiques Creative Group. How about that? You'll be able to see it. So now I've got another loop down here. You just play with it, I could put it several places, but I think I want to put one right here and see what we get. So here's another crystal. And then when we get this all hooked up all to the top, we'll be able to see where we need to fill in, and I'll show you. And basically from there, it's just a process of filling it into you like how it looks. But you can see, it's starting to take shape, but it's by no means, finished, because you need some more here, you need some more here and here and so forth. So you just have to kind of keep going till you get there. Okay, so now I'm going to put some more, get to the top, and then I will begin to fill it in when I'm done. So I'm going to get a little bit bigger of a pearl here, and I'm going to use pearls instead of crystals, and I'm going to go right here. So you can choose either one of those, loops there, because you're going to be filling it in. It's going to be staggered anyway, but you do want to get one on each side. That's kind of your basic. So you can see as it fans out, you can kind of see the form of it starting to come together. Okay, so let's see, what size was that? This will be pretty close. You don't have to have it exact, you just want to be pretty close. Okay, we're almost to the top. So I get to there, and get a couple more. So I want to get them a little bigger now, because I'm getting toward the top. So let's see what I got here. Let's see, what do I have? Well, I'll take two more kind of similar to that, and then the last one will be the big one. So yeah, what you do, is you have a little bit of fun, maybe just watching TV and hook up a bunch of pearls. That's the first step. And you basically know how to do that. Just thread the bead caps and the pearl onto a nice head pin. I used 1.5 inch head pins on a lot of these, except at the end when I used a longer one. But see, now I'm going to put two in the same one here. Let's see how it comes out. And then I loop them and I twist them around. And I'm not the best, person that twists the ends off. I always do, but I'm a wonky, sloppy wirer. It's my look is wonky. See, you can see how it's starting to form up. Can you see? It's starting to form up. But I did my best. I really worked hard at it. I'm trying to improve it. Okay, so now I think I'm going to do pearls again. I'm going to use bigger ones. So what do I have here that works? Okay, this is bigger. This is probably about a 14 millimeter, maybe. And I'm going to go in here. Oops, no, I'm not. Got to catch it first. Got to catch it first. Okay, where's the end? Here we go. Keep track of where the end is. And I'll hook that up. And then get another one for the other side. Now, you guys know I do a lot of my videos, they're live, where people ask me questions as we go. This one's not live, but if you have questions, just post them in the comments underneath the video, because Javi and I watch very carefully, and we try to answer everybody. So if you have a question, please, by all means, just go ahead and put it there. We'll be coming along to see if anybody's talking to us, and we'll answer you. And we can even put links in there and everything for you. Another thing you can do is you can join us at the BC Boutiques Creative Group at Facebook. And probably for the next few days we'll end up talking about this because everybody's going to want to do it. But you can see I've got my big ones there going down, but there's a lot of fill here. I would not say, see, it's not hard to show you that way. It looks like when you lay it down, it's pretty well done. You can see the form of it, but it's not. When you lift it up, it has a lot of holes. When you look at this one goes all around, all the way around. It's just lush and thick. So that's what you're going to have to do. Now what you're going to want to do, and I won't take a lot of time with this because this part is something that you just kind of have to work out. But you can. If you get your framework going good, you'll see pretty easy what you need to do, okay? So now I'm at the top of this. I need at least one more big one. So what am I going to do back here? Well, I'm going to go through this hole here. I'm sorry. Thank you, Javi. And I'm going to hook one there. So now I'm starting to get it so it's going around so that it will be all filled in. Okay? So let's see how we got. See how it's starting to fill in a little bit? And for me, you might say, oh, that's enough for me. But me, I kind of like to have 4 going around the top. Sometimes I even do 5. No kidding, I do. So I'm going to use this one. This one's a little bit smaller.
You can do it!
Okay. I don't want to get it too clunky. Okay, so I think this is what I do sometimes, guys. You see how I have this one hooked on with this jump and this one hooked on with the other? I'm going to take this one now and go through both of those. I'll point it out to you a little bit better once I get it on. That helps too, to kind of make it, see how I made it kind of stand out? I'll show you. Okay, so I had one going through this side, one through the other, so when I put this one on, I went through both of those loops. Okay, and it kind of holds it together instead of it just be chunky all over the place. See how it's starting to fill in nice. So I'm going to look for my next opportunities to do that. So going down to the next link, okay, I've got one on each side, one on the other. I need to put up at least one more toward the back, probably 2. So what would that be here? And I think since it's going down, I'm going to go through 2 of these loops. You start going through 2 of them at a time. Yeah, I didn't use the right jumps on some of this. I mean, not jumps, I mean head pins. It's dark press. It should have been brighter. Okay, so I have to find my end now. It starts to get a little bit confusing. But you can see how it's starting to fill in so nice? It's starting to fill in so nice. But this is just something you work at. You'll get it. You'll go all the way down, and you'll keep looking at it. You'll just find one more place and one more place. And you think, I think I need a little bit more in there. And you'll put it in, and you'll either like it or you won't, and take it out or whatever. But you'll get it the way you like it. So now I'm just kind of being a little random. I'm going to put a crystal here. I like some crystals peeking out along the way. Just love that look. So if you like that look, that's what to do. Right now it's a little bit hard to find the end. Probably been good, like, I'm not quite sure how to, oh well, I'm talking out loud. Let me not do that because it'll confuse everything. Don't think out loud while you're doing a video, Brenda.
You're saying like you need another hook on the
Yeah, I was thinking like what kind of a hook could I, what could I hook it to? I mean, maybe, have you ever seen those chain stay things?
Mm-hmm.
We used to carry them. Yeah. Maybe if you had a chain stay, hook it to that and then just work off of that. That might be good. I think I'll see if I can get it again. Okay, so where's my next hole? I'm looking for a hole now. I'm looking for a place where it needs something. So I think I'm going to go through these 2. But till I get all the way down to the bottom, I'm still going to have holes. It's going to take me going up and down maybe two more times after this to make sure I've got it all in there. But I will. You can see how it's starting to come together already, So that's what you have to do. It's really simple. It's not hard. You just have to keep eyeballing it. So if you're good at that kind of thing, this is the kind of jewelry maker for you. If you like to just kind of eyeball things as you go along and get it right as you go, then that's the thing to do. Okay, here's my 2 going here. I'm going to put one here, and then I think I'll go around to the back. You just play with it. You'll make your own way of working it out. That works for you the best. I hope that you can kind of see, what I'm doing here to give you an idea how, you can approach it, but you don't have to do it my way, just fill it in. Basically, find out where there's a hole and fill it. Fill that hole. There's a hole, so I'm going to fill it. So I'm not really doing this in some kind of patterned way. The first time I come up the chain, yes I am. I want to be sure I've got one on each side to work with. But as I go, see how it's starting to cluster out? Can you see that? It's starting to cluster out. So I will just keep working until I get that all filled in. And then what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll kind of twist it around. See, like here's a hole. Okay, so I'll kind of twist it around to look and see where it's not filled in enough. And I'll fill it in. And that's how you do it. Till when you get done, it'll look all full and lush like this. Truth be told, I see a couple places I might even put a few more, but you kind of get to the place where you say, okay, stop. Because when you don't and you just keep going, next thing you know, you have a blob, So it's best to go ahead when it looks kind of done, but you're not quite sure, set it down, come back the next day and look at it. And you'll see what you need to do, okay? When you keep working at it and you're not quite sure, you could start flubbing up and just, have a mess and having to take a whole lot of it apart. You don't want to do that. But I guarantee you, if you make your long piece first, and then you work up, putting one on each side, and then coming back down and filling in, and go back up, fill in, then you'll have something that looks nice and lush like this, okay? So, remember, it's really simple. You need, I don't know how many inches this is. I'm going 6 pearls. So inches wise, couple inches maybe, of this stuff. But I go off of how many pearls. Okay, so if you just want to use regular Rolo chain, which is also a very, very good choice, then you're going to probably want to go 2.5 inches of it. Actually, I'm telling you wrong. No, just erase that. No, I needed 6 of them going down. So if I have 6, where's my other piece? If I have 6 of them, how long is that going to be? Here, I got to get in here and measure. You need about 3.5 inches of pearl chain or Rolo or whatever kind of chain you can get. But I like Rolo because it's easy to work around on it, and it's easy to count off, and it's easy to attach to. So like 3.5 millimeter Rolo would work real good. You don't want a real big one because then it's too blobby. But that's about the right size. And these are 6 millimeter beads. So if you're going to use rosary chain, 6 millimeter beads, and use 6 beads going down like that. So I think I'll let it go at that because now it's on you to finish it up. But just to show you side by side, this is the tassel and separate stages, if you want to call it, of assembling it. Here's one that's partway done that you and I worked on together today. This is the other one that I started on, okay? And here's one that's all finished out and looking really good. These are flipping back the other way, but anyway, gives you an idea. Be sure you got them out the sides first and then come down and fill in it till it's done, okay? So I hope you'll get to try it, and I hope maybe you'll come over and try some of our pearls because they are so special, and we won't have them forever. We've had them for quite a while, but the way it is with vintage stuff, you'll go along for a while and you get pretty good supply of it, and then all of a sudden it dries up, and that's it. So I know a lot of my customers stash and hoard these because they know that, and they'll have a whole bunch of them back. So if you get a few at a time, you can actually afford to do that, and they're worth it. Okay, so have a happy Friday and a happy weekend. I hope you'll make a beaded tassel that you'll enjoy wearing and putting on a necklace. So, we'll talk to you the next time. Bye.
Bye.